Welcome. Welcome to Touching the Edge. My name is Drake, and I'm so happy to see you. I'm interested. How are you? How have you been? I know for myself, it's been sort of a challenging time. I deal with chronic health issues, and you know how that can be at times. You know, when you deal with a chronic health issue that's been going on for years, it's easy when you feel sick, really most of the time, to kind of start getting down about it. And so I found that happening. And I also found it really affecting me the way I see people treat each other in the world. So for myself, when I first got started on this path, I'm 60 years old, and I got started about 50 years ago. And what really actually first initiated my hunger was seeing how people treated each other. And so right around the age of about 10, 11 years old, I really developed this interest, and it's been going on ever since. This sort of study of spirituality and how we can shift our relationship with our emotions and how we can feel powerful in the world. And it really came to me, I was really feeling powerless. You know, I felt like how can I love my life? How can I love being here? You know, feeling so bad about what the world felt like to me ended up giving me the feeling of feeling bad about myself, or at least that's what it felt like. I felt like feeling bad about the world made me feel bad about myself, and there's lots of ways that it kind of expressed itself in relationships and then, you know, emotional scar tissue, the feeling that things would never get better. And so recently, the way I see people treating each other and also dealing with these health issues and also seeing people having a hard time, it really kind of affected me. And I found myself getting down. And I just wanted to express to you how profound that was, because in many ways, that's what initiated my practice originally. It was feeling depressed, it was feeling anxiety, it was feeling fear about the future. And those feelings all came back to me here recently. And it's very interesting. It's one of those elements that I actually describe as the primary addiction. The most addictive quality that we have is the relationship to our own emotions. And the most addictive emotions are the ones that we feel from all the way back in our memory, all the way back before we have memory. And so for me, my earliest sense of emotions were things like fear or feeling bad about how things were going. And so I found that happen again. I found this really sort of deep depression kind of come forth. But I want to suggest to you how it was different now than it was in the past. In the past, when I had these feelings, I would have had almost suicidal levels of, feeling, almost to the edge of that level of the experience of darkness. And I would have these incredibly powerful panic attacks that would just overwhelm me. And now it's different, because all these years of practice, I have an ability to have a process that I know I can activate, a process that allows me to bounce back, a process that allows me to be powerful in the midst of the challenge. And as a result, I realize I'm actually bigger than the challenge is. I don't suffer the illness. To suffer something is to be underneath the dominion of it. It means that it's larger than you. I don't suffer it. What I do is find ways to respond to it and to really be in contact with my mission. And so I bounce back, and I work very diligently about bouncing back. And as a result, I have the opportunity to love myself exactly as I am. This is the best period of my whole life. And I want to suggest that you have the opportunity to have this be the best period of your whole life. So wherever you are, either you have been having a difficult time and you want to bounce back, or you want to prepare yourself to have that kind of elasticity that when times are challenging, you will bounce back. Either way, I want to suggest to you that you begin a contemplation of bouncing back, creating not just as a form of luck, but as a structure that you gradually build your bounce back, your bounceability. So I'm going to start a new video series. It's going to be called Bouncing Back. It's going to be starting on the first Monday or the last Monday of this month. It's going to be a 40-day series, Bouncing Back. I'll be talking about bouncing back and giving suggestions for bouncing back, asking for your suggestions. How do you develop resilience? How do you make this time not just something that you're suffering through, but you're being inspired from? So thank you for your time. Please come back and join us. Bounce back with us, because we can do this. I'm going to ring the bell, and I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. I bring my hands together and I tell you now I give thanks for this time, and we were born for it. Namaste. Thank you, my friends. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.